Hello guys, it's George here yet again. But this time we've got something a little different for you. It's going to be my first experiment and it's based on, yes, it's the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, and we've transferred him back to Man United there for a fee of 85 million. We had to make it vaguely realistic just to make it, add a bit of context to it. So naturally, Real Madrid made about 5 million quid on this deal, not to mention the countless extras that they've obviously won off him in terms of, kit sales with his name on the back, things like that, tickets, and endless sorts of other elements. They must have made money on him. But he's now returned to his home of Man United, where he spent his first years in English football, and his only years in English football were with Man United, and he's now back there to bring them back to the precipice of English football, to bring them back to the title-winning team that they have lacked since, I believe, their 2013 title win under Fergie in his last season. So Cristiano Ronaldo's back at Man United. Will he make that killer instinct difference to that team? Will he take them back to the top? This is what we're here to find out. One season, what will happen? There's going to be 3 parts to this. We're going to look at the start, obviously, which is this. We'll look at his attributes. As you can see, he is still very much a strong player, a strong outfit for Man United. Must figure in their first team. And we will then move on to January, where we'll see how they're getting on halfway through the season, and perhaps look at some of the transfers that United have brought in on the back of Ronaldo. And then we'll come to the end of the season, where we find out whether Man United are indeed at the top of the league at the end of the season. So fingers crossed, it's going to be an exciting one, guys. I can't wait to see how it pans out. So without any further ado, let's move on to January and find out how Man United are getting on. Liverpool have already sacked Jurgen Klopp. As you can see, he's gone. So they can't be having a great season. They've already brought in Luis Enrique to take up the managerial post of Liverpool. Liverpool must be struggling at the moment. 7th in the Premier League, not too bad, I've got to say, considering it's this stage in the season. But without any further ado, let's see how our boy Cristiano Ronaldo is doing. And so far, the results are academic, should I say. 21 appearances for Cristiano Ronaldo, 15 goals, 5 assists, and 2 player of the match. Average rating of 7.66. So he's in good form, put it that way. He's in good form. Well on his way to, I would say, to meeting his targets set out in previous seasons. He gets around about 30 to 40 goals a season. At the moment, he's touching on 15, which is great. As you can see, I reckon by the end of the season, he's got to be up there somewhere. Let's have a look and see how Man United are doing. They are currently first in the English Premier Division. Let's see how many games they've won and lost. They have won 16 games, drawn 2 and lost 3. Not a bad record. 50 points at the moment, 5 clear of Arsenal. Tottenham there on 41, Man City on 40. Watford are the surprise package in this one. 35 points and are currently accommodating a Europa League spot in 5th place. So not a bad effort from them. Let's just have a quick look at some of the games that Man United have played and see how often Cristiano Ronaldo was scoring in these games. Let's take a look at the senior squad schedule. Just as we're waiting for that to load, and here we are. They're on a good run at the moment. They've won quite a few games. Cristiano Ronaldo has obviously figured. He scored 2 there against what looks to be Chelsea. Leicester. Sorry, and then he went on to then play in, and he scored against Swansea in their 1-1 draw. It's a good result for Swansea. When did he last score? He scored against West Ham. What about Stoke? Yeah, he scored against Stoke. He's getting at least a goal a game virtually, I'd say. Champions League, they're in the Champions League still. He didn't score against APOEL. He scored against Tottenham in their 2-1 defeat. Good result for Tottenham. When did he score before then? Sorry guys, I've just messed up the sort there. Bear with me. Let's have a quick look. He scored against West Ham, scored against Stoke. The man's a goal machine. He scores goals for fun. He's not even an out-and-out striker as such. He's more of a left winger in this team, but still very much has the opportunity to grab goals. He scored against APOEL earlier on in the season in the Champions League. I'd say obviously they won their group fairly easily. I don't think they lost many games. They lost against Real Madrid, who were obviously in their group. So against his former club, Cristiano Ronaldo was unable to get the win. Oh, but he did in the second round, which was actually home He did play, but he did not score. Only a rating of 6.7 in that match. Alexis Sanchez, Juan Mata, and Jesse Lingard getting the goals that they needed, winning 3-0 against Real Madrid. So not a bad first start to the season. Halfway through, he's looking good. United are top. Surely bodes well for the end of the season. I can't see them being caught. If they're in this rich vein of form, can they be beaten? I don't think they can. They got enough quality in that team to make it happen. The likes of Paul Pogba, Juan Mata, Romelu Lukaku, who should be scoring goals for fun. Who else have they got? Nemanja Matic. I mean, that is a strong squad. The defence, obviously, not the strongest, but they're doing a job. Obviously, David De Gea in goal as well, who will eventually join Man United. I see that Juan Mata's wanted, and he's wanted by Real Madrid. So obviously, they're looking to fill that gap that Cristiano Ronaldo had left. Obviously, trying to boost up that right attacking midfield position or attacking centre position. But yeah, no, you've got to say they're in with a great chance of winning the league. So let's push on now towards the end of the season. Just before we go, actually, I tell you what we'll do. Let's have a look at his stats. Has there been any depreciation? I've got to say, he's only gone down £500,000. He was £39 million at the start of the season. As you can see, lots of greenery there. I'd say his abilities have still remained the same. They haven't gone down much at all. He's on a very lucrative deal, £600,000 a week. That is phenomenal money for a 32-year-old for the 32-year-old Portuguese. As you can see, he's still got all his caps. He got 144 caps, 76 goals. The guy is an absolute wonder kid. Well, not a wonder kid. He is a journey. Well, he is now a journeyman. Well, is he a journeyman? Going back to United, the same club, does that count as a journeyman? I suppose it counts, as such as he's moved continents and moved back again. I suppose that takes that into account. But you've got to say, what a player, and he's now doing it again for Man United. Can they win the league, though? That is the big question. Let's find out as we head towards the end of the season. Well, here we are, end of the season, and it's all happening again. Newcastle have been relegated. David Moyes has yet again been sacked, this time manager of West Ham. The West Ham fans got their wish, especially after last season. They were not keen on keeping him there back then. Benitez has been sacked by Newcastle. So yeah, quite a contrast to what happened last season, regardless. And Chris Hughton, I've just seen, has been sacked as well. Carlos Carvajal's been sacked. Good God. Roy Hodgson's been sacked as well. So, rapid changes. Patrick Vieira linked with that job. Is he linked? I'd imagine he's linked with a few of these jobs, I would have thought. Let's have a look. Chris Hughton, yeah, he's been associated with that one as well. But yeah, amazing scenes at this late stage of the season. Patrick Vieira did get the Brighton job. Who's favourite for this? Marco Silva, Jorge Jesus. God, what a season it's been. Turbulent, I think is the word. Let's have a look and see how Man United did towards the end of the season. And they've done it. Man United are officially champions of English football. They've actually managed to win with 91 points, well clear of Arsenal, who were quite a few points behind them. I think that's 7 points behind Man United. They obviously qualify for the Champions League along with United. Tottenham do as well. So do Man City. And it looks like Chelsea and Liverpool will be playing Europa League football next season. But let's have a quick look at the team. See if they had any transfers made. Let's see what they did in the business. They actually only ever bought Cristiano Ronaldo. However, they sold Matteo Darmian to Red Bull Leipzig for nigh on 11.75 million. They've obviously loaned out a few of their young talents. Newport County actually came along and bought Theo Richardson for 33k, which is quite a large transfer fee for them. Walsall even spending 210k on Joe Riley, who I don't think's a bad signing. He's not a bad little player. Unfortunately, we can't see his attributes at the moment, but must be something in him. Ashley Young has gone to Brighton, and that's on a loan of 36k per month that they're paying for him. Not a bad signing for Brighton, though. I would have expected them to at least attempt to get him on a permanent basis. Whether I'm not sure how much money he's worth these days. Worth about £5 million. It's well within their budget. I'm quite surprised they didn't make that move. But yeah, they've loaned out a lot of their young players to other clubs. But more importantly, let's see how this man is doing. Let's go on to his profile and find out. As you can see, his value's dipped again. He's down to 32 million. That's obviously down to his age. 33 years old now. So obviously his career is beginning to reach the twilight zone now. So he can only have a few years left in him. I know he said in real life he'll play till he's 40, but Football Manager is a whole different universe. But as you can see, his attributes are still very, very sharp. He is still actively a great player to have in your starting 11. If we just have a look at the goals that he scored this season, 23 goals in 38 appearances. Not his best season, that's for sure. But as you can imagine, in Real Madrid, he was obviously their standout performer and built the squad around him as such. Whereas with Man United, he'll be involved with a series of great players. He got 8 assists, 6 player of the matches, a 7.70 average rating for matches. So he was in good form pretty much throughout the season, and obviously managed to get himself back up there and get Man United back to the top of the Premier League for the first time since 2013. So they're obviously chuffed. The man himself, the legend of Man United, is still Cristiano Ronaldo, and he has good reason to be. So, well, I suppose you could say experiment successful based on that. I can't see anyone in for him at the moment. Let's just have a look at the Man United squad, see if there's any interesting updates that we can look at. Daley Blind has been transfer listed. I know he's actually at Ajax at the moment, full time. Obviously, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is leaving on a free transfer. I think, would that be to... where would he be moving to, I wonder? Overview, information. I wonder if it would show it on there as to where he's going to. I can't see. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just leaving the club. Whether he's going somewhere new, I have no idea. But as you can see, Zlatan, he didn't really make many appearances. 5 appearances with 2 goals. Obviously, Ronaldo will take centre stage over him. And they have so much quality. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson has made their squad as well, which is an interesting one. This man has. I thought he had gone to Wolves on loan. That's an interesting player to have in your squad. But yeah, they've still got a very strong 11. Have United, obviously you've got to consider them to be title favourites regardless, really, whether Cristiano Ronaldo is involved or not. But his appearance and his presence in that team has obviously just pushed them over that knife edge and made it happen for them. And quite successfully, they won the Premier League without many issues at all. So fair dues to him. Credit to Man United. They've gone out and won the league. First time since 2013. And that, my friends, brings an end to this special episode. From me, George Morgan, thank you for watching. Please don't hesitate to leave a like below. Please leave a like. It's always great to see new likers on board. And also, please chuck me a subscribe for my first experiment video. I very much enjoyed doing it. It's only a little short video, but I feel these offer a very interesting insight into what could happen should certain events get carried out. So, yes, well chuffed with that. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.